Asta is the main protagonist of Black Clover. Black Clover, a world filled with mages using magic for farming, business, war, and pretty much everything. Despite being literally the only person in this world without magic, he eventually gets a pretty cool and very powerful ability, or I guess weapon and ability, and that is anti-magic sword. These swords can deflect, reflect, and slice anything that has to do with magic. And also one of them can take his allies' magic and use it within the sword. So I've seen many people then claim that Asta is extremely overpowered because of this, because he's the only person in this verse so far that has this power, that has anti-magic. Well, that's something that I actually very fervently disagree with. Now, I do believe that anti-magic itself, or Asta's 5-leaf grimoire, is overpowered itself, but just because Asta has it doesn't make him overpowered in general. In fact, I do believe he's actually quite a balanced character within the series, despite being the main protagonist. In this video, I'm going to be covering some light manga spoilers, so please do get caught up in the manga if you do not want to be spoiled. Please do leave a like and subscribe, guys. Let's get into this. So, one of the main reasons why the Asta's is not overpowered is because his sword is very limited compared to the magic in the verse. Asta has a sword. It's really hard to throw, so you can really only slice, block, deflect with it. Maybe spin in a circle with it. That's a lot of what he can really do. His other sword, kind of the same thing, except he can take magic. His third sword, not going to spoil it because it really, doesn't do a lot that we know of so far, and it's just a pointless spoiler to go over. But his main two swords, they're limited. Unlike with magic in the verse, where people can use it to fly extremely fast speeds, use it to enhance their abilities, which would then make it so they have more stamina. They can make it so they're faster, stronger, more durable. They can use it so that they can move way faster, like teleporting. They can use it to heal themselves. They can use it to basically shoot a bunch of laser magic guns, like Harry Potter crap. They can do so much with the magic, especially good mages. Now Asta, he can't. He's just a swordsman. Yeah, the anti-magic is really cool and strong, but it's super limited in its use. Imagine if the anti-magic was actually magic, just anti-magic, like it worked in the same way, just canceled out magic. Then it would be pretty overpowered for Asta to have. So having it in a sword form, in my opinion, makes it pretty balanced. Now, there is a sort of counterintuitive point here, which kind of goes against what I'm saying, and that is Asta's partial demon form so far, where he actually gets anti-magic flowing through half of his body. He gets way stronger, faster, and can fly, but that's a form he can only use for 15 minutes twice a day, and it's only something that he's recently discovered, and still isn't as multi-purpose, nearly as multi-purpose as actual magic. And basically the magic that other people use, they might be weaker, but they are way more practically used in battle. Just watch Yami versus Licht. Yami was able to use his magic to perfectly counter the light magic. He was able to use it to make his sword swing faster, make his sword stronger, make himself stronger and faster. Magic is so multi-purpose. Yami uses it to basically fly. He uses it for so many different purposes, and same with so many mages, like Yuno, Flagoleon, so many. There are so many different purposes to use it. Luck uses his lightning magic to go at super fast speeds and fly with it, and use it for massive attacks. The magic is way more practical and way more multi-purpose than the sword, which makes a perfect balance when these two different things of magic and anti-magic fight each other. Another thing with Asta is that, unlike most mages who can sense mana, Asta can't. He can't sense mana. He can't tell how strong a mage is. Now, of course, Asta does learn ki, which lets him sense people's ki and see how strong they are, but we don't really know how great this really is. Now, he uses heavily on Veto, but Veto was the third strongest mage in all of Black Clover. So we don't know if he was sensing Veto's insanely high battle power, his natural physical power, or his actual magic. But even then, it wouldn't be nearly as good as his actual having mana and be able to sense mana. So yeah, Asta cannot sense mana in this verse. That little bit of knowing exactly where somebody is and how their stamina is going can affect a battle. Asta can't really do that nearly as well as mages. And one thing that really does need to really talk about is most of Asta's major victories he gets help. He's not winning on his own, which is something that I don't get why people even say, oh, Asta defeated Veto. Well, first off, he didn't really necessarily even defeat Veto, and look who helped. But anyways, talking about the very beginning of the series, people were like, oh, Asta beats a former Magic Knight and the second he gets his grimoire. Well, there's multiple ways to explain why it really wasn't that overpowered. First off, Asta had been training for this. Second off, the former Magic Knight couldn't really sense how strong Asta was, couldn't sense any magic. He might have just been expecting this to be just a sword, and Asta blitzed him, and his chain magic was useless against a sword. It just wasn't a great matchup for this Magic Knight against Asta. So Asta won pretty easily, and that's how it happens with a lot of people in his beginning villains. They're like, oh, they don't know what anti-magic is. They don't know about the anti-magic sword. So Asta takes people off guard in the beginning, and that's how he wins pretty easily. Now, later in the series, when people know his gimmick, people can counter it easier, and that's why he needs help. So Asta, to basically finish off Licht, had to take Licht off guard, and had to have him so that Licht was alone. He wasn't able to defeat him alone. He had to take Licht off guard, hit him once, and then Yami basically finished him off after that, after Asta had taken him out. Against Veto, Asta had actually failed against Veto, had both of his arms broken, and needed help from many of his fellow Black Bull members, mainly Vanessa and Fenrir, and then sort of defeated Veto. And then Veto got mad and got even more powerful, and it took Yami to finally break out and defeat Veto in a single blow. And also in the manga, these are these light spoilers, Asta needed help against both Fauna and Ladros, and wasn't able to defeat Spirit Ladros until he had gotten his transformation of the partial demon form or the Black Asta form, and that's really the only time he defeated a major villain by himself, and that was when he became Black Asta. That's a transformation scene, so I don't really get how it's overpowered. It's a transformation. So yeah, despite Asta being strong, he constantly gets help. Now I want to talk about what really overpowered would be, and that would be if other people, other actual mages, could use the Demon Slayer and the Demon Dweller swords. Imagine if Yami was somehow able to actually wield one of these swords, or both of these swords. Imagine if Yami could do that without it taking his power away. He would be an absolute powerhouse. He would have not only defeated Licht effortlessly, but he probably would have taken on all of the Third Eye and defeated all of them. Even, Amped Fauna, where she, transformed, Amped Veto when he transformed, and then Raya. That would not even been close. Yami, with having his really highly progressed dark magic, his ki, and then having one or both of these swords, or having one of these swords and then his katana, he would wreck everybody. That would be overpowered. He might even be able to defeat Julius, but Yami doesn't have the swords. And even more, the way that makes it OP is that, according to the author, if you just compare base Asta to base Yami using no mana or magic, Yami's actually stronger and physically better than Asta. So not only is Yami going to be naturally faster and stronger than Asta, but can use magic to make him even faster and stronger as well, using magic reinforcement. So yeah, Yami would be OP with these swords. Yuno would be OP with these swords. And like Licht, these swords used to be Licks. If he had these swords, oh my god, he'd be overpowered. No, Asta is not really that overpowered with the sword. Just imagine Yami. That'd actually be really cool if he could use it, but yeah. Asta, I'll say this, he is extremely powerful, but he is not overpowered. He's not a Gary Sue. He loses, he gets help a lot, he's really not that great, and the swords are impractical in a lot of ways. And like I said, he almost always needs help to defeat the main baddies, but of course he'll probably progress even further. But yeah, Asta is not overpowered. I like his character a lot, I like that he gets help, and I really like that his power, his anti-magic, it's like at times it's the most overpowered thing in the actual verse, but also at times the most underpowered thing in the verse, because he has no magic, but he has anti-magic. Let's say he has 3 steps forward and 3 steps back, but then he takes, I guess, 1 more step forward because of how physically strong and fast he is. Asta is the second strongest and fastest mage, or person, in the entire Black Clover universe, just based on physical. No magic reinforcement. If you just took everybody in the verse with no magic at all, Asta would be the second fastest and strongest. number 1 is actually Yami. I'm actually probably going to be doing a video on that list just because I haven't seen a video on it. It'd be a nice little top ranking list or whatever, but yeah, guys, Asta's not overpowered. I really don't see how people say he's the typical overpowered shonen protagonist. I mean, yeah, he's a lot of typical shonen protagonist qualities, but he's not overpowered. He's just strong. But anyways, guys, let me know what you think about this video. Please do leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to turn on notifications. Hope you guys all have an amazing day, and plus...